Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. By the special grace of God, I still remain George ONYIBE, and it is important I make you understand that I do not pretend to be a man of the people, but I try to be a man for the people. Without wasting much of our time, I want to remind us about the event that usually take place on the 30th of May. This should call for a moment of sober reflection. This should call for a moment of inward searching. This should call for a moment of re-evaluation. This should call for a moment of ultimate review on the journey so far. As we all know, this is 30th of May. And to the people of Biafra, it simply remains a day where we remember those who have died because of Biafra. Actually, this day was adopted after the Nigerian Biafran Civil War. But I do not think that event alone entails all you need to know about 30th of May. Most of you today will remember our fallen heroes and heroines, but it is my privilege to share more light on what 30th of May is all about and how all of us should begin to retrace our step and make amends where we know we have failed woefully. Let's look at it first of all. Something about us as a people was dying. It could be integrity. It could be your life. But something was actually dying. Few young men hit the street. Few young men confront that issue. And war broke out between Nigeria and Nigeria. And a part of Nigeria called themselves Biafra. And the larger part of Nigeria still remain Nigeria. And so Nigeria fought Nigeria. The war was horrible. The war was cruel. The war must be seen as evidence to show that as Nigeria, we never loved ourselves. As Nigeria, the foundation is wrong. And while we remember those who died and we fail to do something about tomorrow, many more will die. Many more will have to suffer. And Bob Marley will say, don't ask me why. This war was so horrible that a hunger strategy was initiated. And out of starvation, over 3.5 innocent women and children died. Today we are going to remember them. But I do not understand what Gowon was thinking. I do not understand what Olusegun Obasanjo was thinking. I do not understand what Babangida was thinking. I do not understand what late Yaradua was thinking. I do not understand what the 11 generals, Ibrahim Babangida, I do not know what they were thinking. Sometimes I begin to wonder, does it mean they didn't know this number of people died? Or it was actually necessary for them to die, even when they are innocent? Let's address that issue in the first place. I was taught in school that the cause of Nigerian Biafran war was as a result of personality clash between Ojukwu and Gowon. This was then in Bende State. And I've always questioned that topic till this moment. If the cause of Nigerian Biafran war was as a result of personality clash between Ojukwu and Gowon, does it mean all these people died to boost the ego of Gowon and Ojukwu? Does it mean our people don't have conscience anymore, that we sit idly and watch a number of people die? It's uncalled for. It's very painful. But they died anyway. But have they started dying? Because today we are going to deceive ourselves before the global community that we are remembering our people who died. Oh, Nigerian killed them. Inasmuch Nigerian cannot be exonerated as having hand in killing over 10 million of her supposed citizens, like I said, it's a moment of reflection. We should reevaluate our stand, our position, and let's find out how many people we have led to their death because of this same Biafra. So today, those people who have orchestrated the process to continually kill their own people, they tell you, oh, we remember them, we cannot forget them, we cannot, but let's follow it bit by bit. These people died. That is what gave birth to this event. And this morning, I identify with all of you who have lost brothers and sisters, who have lost cousins, nephews, uncles, and aunties, who have lost children, who have lost your sibling. I understand how it feels. I understand what happened. Those of you who died in hunger and starvation, those of you who are alive, I join my soul to yours to remember them this day. And of course, those of you who died in that instance, I remember you. I don't know what to tell you, but you are dead. I do not even know if you are in a better position. But the truth is that your life was cut short while you should have still been here. We've not forgotten you. Continue to walk wherever you are, irrespective of the dimension you now exist. Continue to do the needful. It is important that every living thing must die. But it is important we consider how we die. Your lives were taken. And today we remember all of you. We do not remember, or I do not remember, only those Nigerians, only those Biafrans who died. I as well remember Nigerians who died, because many people fought for Nigeria, thinking Nigeria were doing the right thing. And when they realized that something went wrong, they were killed. I remember them. I remember those of you who marched the streets of Biafra land with Raphael Owazurike, with the intention to make sure that the death of those Biafran genocide were not in vain. Over 1 million people died under the leadership of Chief Raphael Owazurike. I remember dead bodies in Izu River. I remember those who are responsible. They died for Biafra. I remember many of them who died in the hand of Bakassi. They died for Biafra. Today is the day we remember all of them. I remember under the leadership of the demigod, the excellency, the holy man of Igbo land, the one who can play God, who decide who live and who die. I remember that under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu, we've had over 4 million dead, and the death still continue. Somebody actually called me some days ago and said there is a house in Anambra where some unknown gunmen has run into. That house was abandoned by the original owners. But as we speak now, it's a hideout for unknown gunmen. They are going to kill people. This is the product of Nnamdi Kanu. We remember them. I remember millions Nnamdi Kanu sent to protest, lead them to their death, all in the tension that their death will attract international sympathy. When they are killing us, we are shouting they are killing us. America will now rise up. Japan will rise up. And so Nnamdi Kanu led them to their death. I remember Chimaobi Okafor, some of the victims that were poisoned by Nnamdi Kanu and his followers. I remember those who were turned to armed robber. I remember most of them who lost their children. I remember those who died while we shout Biafra, IPOB, who is now IPONG. I remember them. They are still dying. It is so horrible that Nnamdi Kanu being drunk with our blood money, our monthly due, being drunk by the volume of money in his possession. I remember clearly that Nnamdi Kanu at a stage in his life, being drunk with power, came on Radio Biafra and said, those of you who are about to die, I salute you. This is how horrible it can be. And gradually we lose our moral ground to fight our cause genuinely. I'd have come here and blast Nigerians for their inhuman treatment against our people, which is condemnable till tomorrow. But when I consider what we are doing to ourselves, it's unbelievable. But then, today is 30th of May. While we remember those who have died, we cannot forget to remember those who orchestrated the process that led to their death. We cannot forget why they died. And we must make sure that their death is not in vain. Not only are we going to remember those blood that were spilled, those men, women, children that were murdered, we are still dying. Let this death, the commemoration of this death of millions of Biafra, remind you that we are still dying economically, that we are still dying politically, that we are still dying religiously, that we are still dying socially. You will not understand. Let's go to the first page. Today, Nigeria is dying. Many Nigerians don't know that Nigeria is dying. Nigeria is dying, and we remember Nigeria is dying. This is a country blessed with abundant natural and human resources. There is no form of natural resources, not gas, not oil, not gold, not diamond. There is no form of natural resources you cannot find in Nigeria. A land I will call the Garden of Eden. A land that has become a gathering place for all the vultures to feast on. A land so blessed, it blew our mind. But she died. Most Nigerians today would not know that there were times Nigeria practically was paying school fees for her citizens. You hear of Enahoro, you hear of Nnamdi Azikiwe, you hear of Atafa Balewa, you hear of Ambrose Ali, you hear of all these people, they tell you their father didn't pay their school fees. I remember I should be in primary 4 when we started paying school fees. And it was very little. The government was dying. And somewhere along the line, those who were ruling need to do something to alleviate the suffering of the people. I remember when Ghana was everywhere, every nook and cranny of Nigeria, picking and eating from our dustbin. I remember today we are the one in Ghana picking and eating from their dustbin. So you won't understand Nigeria is dying. I remember that they told me that the youth are the future of tomorrow. And I remember that I'm an old man now, and those old men ruling when I was a child are still ruling me till today. We celebrated Jagaban. I saw the videos of inauguration. We will come to that later. And so if you don't know that Nigeria is dying, how can you remember them? And it is as a result of Nigerian dying that made these people we are remembering today to die. Don't let them deceive you. I understand the implication. But you see, like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, I do not pretend to be a man of the people, but I do try to be a man for the people. Nigeria is dying. You are a 419, your father is a criminal politician, and somewhere along the line, the corrupt system is favoring you. My brother, Nigeria is dying. And we remember that. Many countries has been in worse position than we have been. But look at India today. They may not tell you their world power, but I tell you, India is among the world powers today. They saw hell. Look at Israel today. They've not come out to boast that they are world powers. But I can tell you, no country in the world will dare threaten Israel. Let's just mention but a few. These people saw hell. I will not talk about the Jewish Holocaust. It is because they remember why those people died, what the death of those people represent, that they got to where they are today. If Nigerians can remember that they are dying, and many have died, if Biafrans can remember that we have lost millions, you see, that which the Jewish benefited by remembering the Jewish Holocaust, we will enjoy it eventually. And these are some of the reasons why we remember these people. Now, let's look at it. The Jewish people made a vow and say, never again, kill one Israel man anywhere, never again. Because they understand the value of human life. Let's look at it a little bit. Politically, we are dying. Why? Most of our people aided and abetted the killing of over 3.5 innocent men, women, and children. Today, they are our political class. You can't even say anything. When you say they send their talk to kill you, we will remember all of you in that category. And that was why when P2B came out and was contesting for president, I tried to curtail myself never to attack P2B. But P2B is a one Nigeria. When Rafael Owazurike was doing Biafra, except you are not remembering those people. If we are remembering those people, let's not forget that it is P2B who preside over the killing of these people. It was so horrible. It was so horrible. Most of these dead bodies, Igbo to be precise, no kidney, no liver, all of them harvested. And I can't understand why P2B became angel all of a sudden. You are dead politically, but you can't see it. Never allow Igbo man rule again. Somewhere along the line, you think your lie will become true. You think your hopelessness will become something you can find solace in. You have to be realistic. Let the death of these people not call for common talent display, common emotional rhetoric. Let it call for a total review of where we have found ourselves. I'm happy, despite the fact you know that P2B is more qualified physically and spiritually, but it's not there. How could it be there when we are dead politically? The current agitation that made Nnamdi Kanu to become a madman was the handwork of P2B, Atiku Abubakar. And some of you think they are going to rule. P2B was simply distraction to Igbo people. We see how wise you are at the end of the day. Obedient, LOP 74, LOP. I challenge Nigeria. If I am lying about never allow Igbo rule again, prove me wrong by allowing Igbo man to rule Nigeria. And then I will sing the praise of Nigeria all my life, and on daily basis I will apologize that I was wrong all these years. But of course, that day will come, but it will not be of your own making, because the agreement is there already. And so we died politically. I saw the picture of Soludo online. He was trying to enter the VIP session during the inauguration of our president. What do they call him? Jagaban. The DSS did not allow him. Professor Soludo was dove-handed. You see that shiver of cold coming down his spine. He was confused. Him and his bodyguards mesmerized. And come to look at it, Professor Soludo was one time a governor of Central Bank. Professor Soludo is the acting governor of Anambra State. And I don't know what makes you very important personality when you have such credential. He was not allowed in because you are dead politically. We're remembering all of them today. Nnamdi Kanu, who led Igbo youth, who led Ijaw youth, who led Akwa Ibom youth, Ibibio, Efik, Anna, Ogoni, who led Idoma, Igala, who led all the Biafran youth to the street, slaughtered them. Now he's making money. When I sit back, I hear some people, they say, you see, before the Igbo man, Nnamdi Kanu is a god. There is nothing you will do. Igbo people see him as a god because you are idiots. You are idiots. You don't have sense. And God will punish all of you within Nnamdi Kanu, except we lie against him. We work closely within Nnamdi Kanu more than all of you. He took me to 2 different shrines to take oath of allegiance, not to defend his black ass, but to defend the Biafra nation. And that is exactly what I'm doing. Nnamdi Kanu betrayed Igbo people. And so consciously you are dead. Seeing somebody like Iwanyangu telling you, releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Iwanyangu, I have said it in my broadcast. I was with you in Professor Ben Wabuezi's house in Enugu, discussing these issues. I never knew all of you are hypocrites. In fact, I knew you people, all of you criminals cannot be trusted. And so each time you come out and support the process killing your people, do not be a hypocrite. Do not remember them anymore. Because your actions continue to kill them. Stop pretending to be a man of the people. Try to be a man for the people. Nnamdi Kanu is disgracing himself. Let him come and fight for Biafra. We are waiting for him. It's not good to say some things in his absence. Let him come out. We are waiting for him. Let him come and do Biafra. Vultures everywhere. And so today is 30th of May. Are we going to call for fundraising? Simeon Ekpan and the Kanu recruit is good at that. They will call for fundraising so that they can go and talk to Finland government. And then they will write to their lawyer in America. And then they will write to the Israel Mossad. Is it Zazad? What do Israel call their security? Criminals everywhere. Call for fundraising. No, call for fundraising. On a daily basis, you make widows, orphans. And now we are losing the credibility, the morality to talk about those who have died. And finally, there are people dying every day. You blackmail, you lie. It will become relevant that you will never be. I see people who know nothing about you, judge you, condemn you, castigate you. And these are people looking for freedom. When I first became a Christian, I would say one of the deacons in my church, I walked with him. And I was having a conversation with him one day. And I said, why do you trust people? He's an Igbo man, Anambra to be precise. Why do you trust people blindly? And he looked at me and said, Brother George, if I cannot trust people, then I'm not a Christian. It is expected that I first of all trust everybody until they give me reason not to. Look at you who cannot trust yourself. Or do I expect you to trust me? But there are a lot of hidden agenda. It must surface. There are a lot of truth our people don't know. It must surface. All of you play to the gallery. Play to the gallery, we are waiting for you. Must we remember them alone? Don't you think it's more important for us to look at the reason why they died in the first place and put an end to it? A lot of countries have suffered what we are suffering today. But they go back and say, why are we going through this process? Why are we going through this suffering, this agony, this hardship? And they walk towards it. It is all these trials, it is all this frustration that we actually meant to be a grinding force that will build us into that which we are meant to be. So today, as you go about remembering those who died, find out why they died. See how we can prevent further death of our people. It's so horrible that Nnamdi Kanu and his followers were killing Igbo people, and they tell you, oh, Fulani, yes, man, they are killing us, Fulanization. But why are these Fulani not killing anymore? We cannot let the best of us to be destroyed out of sentiment, emotion. It's not just about those who died. Traditionally, we are dying. Economically, we are dying. Spiritually, we are dying. Politically, we are dying. Socially, we are dying. Nationally, we are dying. And if care is not taken, everything that is left of us will be gone. But it's not too late. Distance yourself from these people's shenanigans. I was listening to one of my brother broadcast online. He said something. He said in those days, you can never see Igbo girl doing prostitution. And I paused for a while. And I said, this is true. You can never see Igbo girl doing prostitution. You can never. Today, they control prostitute gang because of idiots who are killing the people. You don't know you are dying spiritually, morally, and otherwise. I'm not telling you in the ancient time, even in the 80s, even in the early 90s, you can never see Igbo girl doing prostitution. You will never. Igbo girl. But today, and you don't see we are dying. My father said when a man sees his end, he should try to find out if there were any genuine purpose to every life he has lived. You are seeing your end. Try to find out what is the genuine purpose to all your shenanigans, all your criminality, all your blackmail, or what is the purpose? This one I know they sweet to now. I know they praise you now. But I they tell you the truth. As we they remember these people will die. These people will die because of Biafra. No forget about waiting give birth to Biafra. No forget about why these people die. No forget about waiting we're supposed to do. No forget about the role we play. This is where I intend to stop. I see many of them died. I see brothers and sisters fall on the way. And I see brothers and sisters make money on their debt. They make money on their debt. Ask Nnamdi Kanu, ask Benjamin Madubugu, ask Chike Doziem, another member of the DOS. Ask all of them. Their brothers are not in the struggle, but they are the one giving you order. Ask China Samuru, they point you and kill you. You are now catfish. And they will soon come on radio later on and say, oh, we remember that Nigeria killed us. I blame Buhari, I blame Gowon, I blame the 11 general who killed Igbo people in the name of Biafra war. I blame them because that day they killed these Igbo people was the day they killed Nigeria. They should go about and make amends while some of them are still alive. But then I cannot pretend to tell you that some Igbo people, some supposed Biafrans, has killed more Biafrans than even these people. And then people are quoting for you. The process can be legit. The process can be genuine. But when the formations are wrong, you get it all wrong. He who must be the leader of you all must be your servant. Nnamdi Kanu pretended he was the servant of the people. But when he lost his mind, he told you, I know how powerful I am. Who is the heck is that black ass guy? Who the heck is that criminal? I know how powerful I am. I control over 200 million people in the world. I can decide to have anywhere destroyed that I want to have destroyed. I can decide to choose who live and who die. I'm not in diaspora. I'm in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu know fully well. If nail choke me and IPOB is reflect to it, all of you will see the negative impact. That is the truth. Because his case had been settled. But because of criminals or naive individuals who have not seen the hopelessness of this criminal killing our people, and then we are going to come on air and remember them, that is why we are lying. He will play himself to the gallery. Before now, we were spectators. We really didn't understand what is happening. Now we have come at age and we got involved. The true process must be acknowledged. And this having been said, I join my heart with those of you who have lost brothers, sisters. I encourage those of you who are standing by to try and find out what the problem is. They are dead, but we are still dying. In different forms, shapes, we are still dying. And we remember everything we have lost. We continue to remember them. I am George ONYIBE, and I sign off from here. Don't let anybody send you to go and do protest, to go and do rally. If you like, wear Findy, they will shoot you. They will kill you. And 30th of May, 2024, we will remember you. Goodbye for now, and do have a nice day.